Hello, folks. I'm doing this to try to help people understand my line of thinking and where I'm coming from, and what sort of information I look for when I'm doing research or whatnot. Okay, I don't know what it is, but by luck, divine circumstance, I have no idea what it is. But I find myself, the information finds you. If you think about something long enough, it comes to you. Tesla even said that. But as my header in the description for this live stream states, if thou, or that which goeth into the storehouse must come forth, and the things that are thine must be shared with a friend. Also, knowledge is regarded by the fool as ignorance, and the things that are profitable are to him hurtful. He liveth in death, it is therefore his food. Take from that what you will. Is there anybody here or what? But I totally appreciate all of you guys, Even some I don't agree with, I appreciate everybody's input. And anybody I've offended in the recent past, I wholeheartedly and sincerely apologize to you. Yet I'm not going to change who I am, and I'm always going to stick to what I believe, or not believe, but what I find to be the truth at that particular moment. Now, I am not here to tell anybody how to think. I am not here to try to sway anybody in any way of thinking. I'm here sharing my experience and doing it for nothing. I am not asking for anything. I'm only asking for respect, and I just want to help people. That's the only reason why I'm doing this. Selfishly, at first, it was for me. And solely for me alone. Because I had no outlet for it. For this thinking. But it shows I have nobody in chat. I don't understand what's going on here. Well, it shows one. That's me. But yeah. Okay, so here's how I see it. The 7 Hermetic principles are the 7 houses of the Lord. Okay, we can go to an excerpt in Revelations. Revelation 17:9. Where, hello, Rebecca, how are you? Right now I'm talking about, what I've been brought back to. You see, the fractalized nature of our existence, I think, has everything to do with our mind, first and foremost. Now, I've been pondering, why is it that every instance there's a physical aspect, but yet there's an esoteric aspect at the root of it. I used to think it was the other way around, but that's not the case. I do honestly, wholeheartedly, right now at this moment, see it like this. I showed the creation of Adam painting. That image is an overlay on several different levels of our existence, from the esoteric to the physical. That could be seen as the kether, or the crown of the Sephirotic tree, and the Malkuth, the root of the Sephirotic tree. The Malkuth you could equate to the cross and circle, which is Earth. The Kether to Pluto. Now, I only say that because that's what it says on the Sephirotic tree. And Pluto has everything to do with the consciousness or the veiled meaning. What's up, Miles? How you doing, brother? But to get back to what I was talking about, where was I? Revelations, right here. Okay, we'll go to Revelation 17:9. Now this starts out, this calls for a mind with wisdom. The 7 heads are the 7 hills on which the woman sits. Now the 7 minds and the 7 hills are, of course, the Hermetic principles, or the are the 7 kings. You know, they are also 7 kings. 5 have fallen, 1 is, the other has not yet come. But when he does come, he must remain. What's up, Maxie? He must remain for only a little while. What does that mean? The beast who once was and now is not is an 8th king. He belongs to the 7. Now this sounds like a convoluted mess that no wonder why people are turned off by religion and the Bible. Because it makes people think, what the hell is it so convoluted for? Why is it so hard to see? Why is it so hard to understand? Michelle's here. MCF. What's up, sweetheart? I didn't see you come in. I'm sorry. How are you? Maxie, Thos, Rebecca. I'm glad you guys could join me. Now, Arjan, this passage is referring to the beast of Revelations, having 7 heads, kingdoms, and the 10 horns, Sephiroth. These 7 are, yet again, the kingdoms of the creation that have come from the female cosmos. It is she who is her own child also, as the perfection of her waters. Now this is the mentalism, correspondence, polarity, rhythm, cause and effect, gender, back to mentalism again. And the 5 that have fallen is the let me get back to and the woman who sits on the kingdoms is a woman. That's the cosmos, which are as 7 kings. The fallen 5 referred to the 5-stage process. That's the pyramid, from the clay to bricks to pyramid to be capped to shining like a diamond in a field of clay. That's the plug-in for that magnitude or that order. That's why there is always, from, God, it's so hard to explain. That's how energy is turned into light. You know what I mean? The clay to diamond scenario, because that's what the pyramid is. The climb up the mountain to the single point of truth, which is God that shines in the that's what it's all about. Hello, Robin. And the physical is manifest from the mental. That's where the whole maxim of all is mind comes from. That's why the mind and the pineal gland and the pineal light is dual in nature. That's why the brain is dual. That's why Polarity is dual. That's why everything has a yin and everything has a yang. I mean, it sounds so cliche, but it's so simplistic in its form. When you realize that everything, you, I, the frickin' golf club, the golf ball, the tire, the dog, the cow, the pig, everything is from the one thing. From the one thing, just in different magnitude. The magnitude doesn't just go from the physical magnitude, from the 5 to the 10 to the 15. No, it goes from the spiritual to the manifested and back again. That is the self-replicating principle. That is the seed, tree, leaf bud, leaf dies, creates the frickin' dirt that the seed grows in. That's that whole concept, people. That's why the 7, the 5, everything is so huge in our paradigm. And the 3, the threefold nature is the hero's journey. The born, live, die. That's the 3. In the physical aspect. The 3 manifests it within the 3. Yes, Miles, I would have to agree with something like that. God, the God mind is pleroma is okay. So God isn't all, yet all are not God. If you get what I'm saying, so God is in his own realm. Only God can traverse. And I don't want to even call him a him. I want to call it, the energy, whatever, the Anu. Because we are all of that thing. The Anu, as I've shown in my videos today, is the surfactant, the thing that binds us all together in the manifested energy that is called matter. Everything from the wording, everything from I'm crying here. I've got tears in my eyes because it's so. Yes. The Mandelbrot set, exactly. Yes, that's the whole thing about it, Miles, is that creation is indifferent. That's why Jerry died. That's why people die. You can only find truth through struggle. If it was easy, truth wouldn't be attainable. There would be no reason. Through wisdom and understanding comes reason. That's the Shakma, the Bina, and reason for living. I'm sorry. I'm emotional right now. So, the Orion Nebula is the eye in the triangle. Is the eye in the triangle on the dollar bill, folks. The Masonic order knows. But how do you articulate this to people that don't care? They only care about the Lucifer aspect of the light. Because whether you want to admit it or not, we are born of the light, we die by the light. The light is the thing that manifests from the Anu, guys. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. See, I understand that people get stuck in their things and this or that, and even I do that. I do it more so than anybody because I don't really think there's time for nonsense because I'm at that over the hill. I am past the prime of my life. And that's what the whole midlife crisis thing is about, I think, in today's day and age. Because it's the man's biological clock ticking, saying, you better do something, dummy. For God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten Son, that he who shall believeth in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. I went to Union Gospel Mission Camp for years. Sat and learned songs, Father Abraham, and many sons. Many sunsets, Father Abraham. I am one of them, and so are you, so are you. So let's just praise the Lord. And it's just like, the put your right arm in, put your right arm out. It's that whole song. I mean, I loved it. Kumbaya, my Lord. Kumbaya. Okay, now let's finish the description of this. And I'm reading right now from the Ascension Handbook from Phil. Yes, it is an interesting headspace to be in. You're completely on the money right there, Michelle. Life, you see, is far, far grander than you and me. The space in which we cuss and twitch isn't as far as you think. If you just stop, think about what you're capable of doing, it's far grander, far more satisfying than what we've come to think it is. We've come to think life is a dog-eat-dog, materialistic, you got to get yours before I get mine, that whole thing. And it's not. Nobody listens. Yes, they have their heads up their asses. That is what it is. They have their heads up their asses. But you want to know something? I'm trying to fucking get their heads out their ass, and I'm trying to wipe it off so they smell nice and clean, so people will look at them. Thus, you may be right there. You may be right, because I do believe we are on the in-breath. Remember the videos I made? I don't know if anybody is aware of this, but when I was in junior high school in the 80s, I think 83 or so, and this is when it seems to have switched into high speed. How the galaxy is said to be growing at an the universe is spreading apart at, how it's expanding, right? Now, hear me out here. I remember in the 80s we were on the outer edge of the Milky Way galaxy. Now, anybody want to dispute that? I can show you proof that there is residual evidence that we were there, because it's shown in a couple videos. Yes. And that's the whole right there, the two comments right there. Total censorship and control, and the cosmic egg is in breath. Now Aquarius age, golden age. Right there is the negative and the positive. And I'm not calling anybody any better than the other by saying that, because negative shouldn't be a negative connotation connected to it, because it is the yin of the yang. It takes contrast for existential life to exist. It takes the dark for the light to shine in, And so that whole, negative, positive thing, there is no distinction between the two. They are just different orders of magnitude on the same thing, because we're all one thing. And that's the beauty of it. And that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about in the spectrum. There you go. Now we can think of the 7 as the 7 visual spectrum, the 7 auditory tones. We can think of the 12 as the zodiac, and the 12 cranial nerves in the top of our head. The 13th is Jesus, or 13th is Ophiuchus. But I remember when we were on the outer edge in the 80s of the Milky Way galaxy. We now are 26,000 light years from that position, on a different arm, because we're not even on the Sagittarius arm anymore. You know what I mean? No, Thoth, good versus evil is not light and dark. Right. You're correct there. Maybe we fell into a black hole. Maybe it's a simulation with glitches and changes in rendering. No, I think the black hole is everything. That's why I think the Anunnaki, the Anu, I think everything is the Anu. The Anu I showed in that video today is the from the smallest to the biggest. It's the fractalized Fibonacci. That's where the spiral Fibonacci comes from. That's where the 1 1 2 5 8 scenario Fibonacci sequence comes from. It's not a doubling, it's a two-thirding, if you will, a phi. You know, that's where the phi ratio comes from. It's not a it takes 2 to make 3, it takes 3 to make 1. That's the whole thing, you know. The seventh seal is right now what we're talking about here. That is the seventh seal, is the mentalism, the aha moment, the pineal, the reunification with God. That is precisely what I'm talking about. That's what turns Lucifer, our creator, into Jesus, our redeemer. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. The Pythagorean pentagram is paradoxically, it is the 36 36 10. What is it? What is that? Refresh my memory here. It's 36 36 118 triangle, right? Yes, 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 Max. Yes. Yes. 1 to 5. But that's the hydrogen molecule makeup too. Michelle, you can call it simulated all you want. You could call it simulated all you want, because in essence it is, because it's not the physical that creates the it's hard to explain. It's the self-replicating principle of the seed, tree, bud, leaf dies, creates the dirt. It's the process from energy to matter. It's the 5, the pyramid. It's sort of like a mirrored reflection, yet it's not. In essence, it's a process that is automatic. That is what the Lucifer, the light, is all about. But I was trying to finish out the Revelations thing that I was talking about. Now I get so caught up in things. But that's what I'm talking about, John, is the light, which is okay. Now here we can look at it as at a negative way for a minute. Here I'm gonna entertain this for a second. The darkness doesn't want people to stand up against it. This is the purpose of the cremation of care. It's to promote doing nothing apathy. I agree with that in essence. But now check this out. we're gonna study it from a Thoth Amun or a Thoth Amun perspective here, and I'm saying this with all love in my heart, brother. I love you, and I hope you. I'm not trying to offend you, and I'm not trying to offend anybody that looks at things like this, because I look at things like this too, but I don't entertain it for too long. Okay, now I do entertain it though. Now, bear with me. Trapezium. You know how I say everything is found within the word? Trap-easy-I-am. It don't get any straightforward than that. Right? Okay, now Enki and Enlil. En means in or on. So Enki is in earth, and Lil is a whimsical. Lil means like Lilith, a entertainment, amusement. Okay, so in amusement or in earth, you know, and to me that means in your mind or on earth, and that's what it's all about. Hey, what's up, Menza? Thoughts do hurt, whether you are looking in or out. You came in with everything you needed to be a being. Here, use it. Yes, we did. The one is the 13. And I could look at it from a Max Egan perspective. Like, that's what I'm talking about here. Now, trapezium. Now, I see how people, like the Gnostics and like certain people that I've encountered on YouTube that I respect and totally love, that they see it as it's the demiurge, it's the evil construct, or the archonic. They think an archon is an evil thing when it's not really an evil thing. It's just it's a principle or a way of describing a process that is pretty much hard to wrap your mind around with wording. I cannot articulate half of what I'm trying to articulate to you right now, and that is the problem in and of itself, is that I see it all in my mind right now, and I'm so excited to try to get it out to you that I cannot describe it. This is what Phil's talking about when he says that he was in training for 4 years trying to muddle through all of this information that he's got flooding into his head. And I'm not saying that I've obtained the level of understanding he has, because I'm far from that. I'm not illuminated yet. But that's precisely where illumination, the word illumination, enlightenment, all of it comes from. Is because the light is what we see when we become Anunnaki. We are fallen. We are fallen from our true purpose, our true understanding of what we truly are. And it's all fallen from the truth. Our purpose, like Aaron said on our recent podcast together, our purpose is to climb that mountain, to find the truth. But that mountain is going to grow as you climb it. Yeah, but it's Anu, Na is on, and Ki is earth. So Anu means sky father. You know what I mean? Anu is a sky father. That's what it means. Sitchin had his definition because he wanted to write a book and get everybody riled up in the physical form. Who knows if he knew or not? If he knew, it's worse. If he knew, and I'm sure there's people that know this information. Obviously, because there's a pine cone in the middle of the Vatican courtyard. What more? As soon as I found that information out, I was like, why haven't I been repeating that to people? And I have been ever since I realized it. Yes, in the process of clay, we are from clay. That's what it says in the Bible. We are and we go from clay to diamonds. Yes. Anu is the black hole. You may not want to admit that to yourself, but it's the energy of that instance of I think it's all connected, interconnected via the Anu, from the smallest Planck scale to the biggest cosmic scale. And that's why it's infinite in a finite, or square in a circle. Yes, twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the sky so high, like a diamond in the sky. Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Mary had a little lamb, its fleece was white as snow. And everywhere that Mary went, Mary went, Mary went. And everywhere that Mary went, the sheep was sure to go. What is that? Them two right there tell you. Our paradigm is way wackier than you could ever imagine. It's what makes it so damn easy to get involved in the thought process of what it really means. I mean, I owe so much thanks to you guys. For it not for YouTube and the people, what's up, 1111? You know, yes, yes. The lamb is the slain lamb is the same as the eclipse, the solar eclipse when the sun goes in front of the or the moon goes in front of the sun. That is the slain lamb. That is a representation or personification or representation of the light, the pineal aha moment. You know, so Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. You know, what is she doing? What is Snow White doing? You know, what was she doing, guys? She was sleeping. She was sleeping, right? Feel the change, stay in the frequency vibration one can see then. Yes, it all has to do with the state of mind you're in. Yet, you have to be down to go up. Yes, I did notice that too myself, Thoth, about there's certain times of the year where there's different military actions, and I don't know what's going on with that, but, you know, now to get back to my point, is the contrast of the dualistic nature of our polarity. We'll call it what it is, and you know the polarity is the whole yin and yang of our existence. You know, I mean, just off topic here. I wanted to show you guys this. Now, I took this picture myself. That is a caveman kissing a fish, is it not? Hi, Mary. What's up, sweetheart? That is a caveman kissing a fish. I took that picture myself. What did Michelle say? Snow White poisoned apple sleep. Okay, yeah, poisoned apple sleep. Is that how? That's what it was? She ate an apple and she went to sleep. Well, that's the same as eating from the tree of life, which is the Sephirotic tree of life, which is the Sephrith, which is the the self-replicating principle of everything. That's what the superstrings in the quantum theory or the quantum quantum physics realm is about. You know, that's how everything is connected. How spooky action at a distance is attainable. How, I mean, it just goes on and on. The depth of this, it's so complex in its intricacies, yet so damn simple when it stands alone. When you see the one is everything, and the everything can be so complex and so intricate, so convoluted that you cannot wrap your mind around. You know? And being balanced is the equilibrium that will get you to the prize, right? Truth mind twisted from the beginning go through your childhood, though I walk through the valley of dark. Footsteps only one pair of prints. You have to be your own light, not your own darkness. Nice. Becoming half insane is normal when looking through the veil and looking at the monsters. H.P. Lovecraft, nice. Max is speaking of the sacred secretion, the Christ within. The sacred secretion is the physical manifestation of the Kundalini event that culminates and blossoms like the lotus flower in the Brahman, in the Vishnu, Krishna scenario where they show that the lotus flower comes from the muck of the lowest and attains the highest beauty ever. It's the same situation. Like I'm trying to say, how everything is manifest through the esoteric. When you think that man makes the man, okay, now this is where it gets tricky, because you want to say that the physical is what creates the mental, but it's both ways. I'm a lesbian trapped in a men's body, so am I. I love that. I was stuck on that comment for a while. Your perception of reality is created by your brain, not actual reality. Yeah, it is the runaway train of our paradigm. I think is what creates it. You know what I mean? So, but I mean, everybody sees this picture as a caveman kissing a fish, right? I mean, you see that, right? You could believe you were digging a ditch in order to attain a mansion in heaven, but in reality, you are a slave to some master digging your own grave. What? Transgender understanding you are both male and female. Okay, now get this. A Star is Born. The best damn movie I've ever seen, and I will not stop talking about that movie. I still talk about it to people today. And the thing that got me was I went to that movie with my wife. She dragged me there by my ear. I went in there thinking, okay, this movie's going to be stupid. It's a chick flick. Soon as the transgender thing happened, because what's her face, Lady Gugu or Gaga, turns into a you don't see the caveman kissing the fish. Caveman, fish. You don't see that? That movie was depressing. That movie was awesome. It's about self-sacrifice, Michelle, in the end. It's the esoteric of we are here. We are here to sacrifice our physical body to God because, in essence, we are God living in physical existence, trying to find ourselves again. You know what I mean? Yeah, when I was drawing the circles, you've seen the Vesica Pisces. Okay, there you go. There's a good thought experiment. Okay, the Vesica Pisces. What is that? All I have to do is put a head here and a leg here and a leg there. Right? Right. Nobody needs to play any role but their own. Exactly. There is no role I'm trying to force anybody to take. There is no thought trying to force any. I'm sharing my journey, and I love everybody who's sharing it with me because it's helping me immensely. The fish is kissing Pisces goodbye. Right. Okay, I'll get it off. Okay, now, whoa, what's that? Now, the eye is the vortex. Now, is there any coincidence that the eye of Ra is the same as, the eye in the triangle? The eye in the triangle is the trapezium in the physical cosmos. The physical cosmos, all these places in Orion were venerated by all ancient cultures. The Mayans venerated it due to the fire in the hearth, right? No more religion. What does that mean? Religion is, religion is a construct not for me. I agree with that. Yet, the Bible isn't religion. It's the things man does with it that turns it into a religion, if you know what I mean. Melatonin and DMT is just a course of its function. Right. Yeah, the eye is the vortex. Yes, it is. Okay, now the eye in the triangle that's on the dollar bill, the same thing is, that's how J is the hook of Jupiter, Jesus. One could see it like that because, Jupiter takes hits for our existence due to the comets, asteroids, the physical plane or physical manifested objects that are in creation, because creation is indifferent. The light is indifference. It's an automatic process. That is you could think of the light as the inseminator in the oceans of chaos. You know how the Bible, the Genesis story starts out where the waters were split, from the salt in the clean or the pure, all of that. The waters of earth and heaven were split. That's the polarity. And what gives that entropy, meaning what gives it death is life. So what gives life is the light, and what take it away is the same thing. So the eyes are the window to the soul. Yes, they are. Aligning all beliefs, pine cones, pineal glands to the same belief system, God's. So what does that mean? I don't know what you mean by that. I don't know. I think I understand what you mean. I think the pineal gland represents the one. I think it's the one thing that all sentient beings have. Even animals have it, I think. I think the third eye is something not to be discarded in both physical or esoteric circles, I think. Christ is the Christos in the spine. But yeah, that's the same as the chimney stack that the Santa Claus goes down. Santa Claus, you better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good, so be good, for goodness sake. You better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. Every damn story you've heard when you were a kid that you latched onto, that you loved. Every nursery rhyme, folks, is about the same thing. Just like the Bible stories, they're about the same thing. As many times as the sun has risen, got to its pinnacle, and set, is as many times as this story is told, over and over and over. All is the same thing. They're talking about the ascension, the process of life, the loop of life, the loop of creation. Recently, I read in Google newsfeed that they think the cosmos is a loop. Yes, I know for a fact, critical, that my animal was the same energy as my dad. They looked at me the same way. I love that one thought. That's awesome, dude. I love that one, dude. I agree with you, brother. I totally agree with you. That's why I love this, dude. Right when I was getting the deepest, you just gotta fucking hit me with that, dude. I love it, dude. Ruck is smiling down on that right now, man. He is. This is why creation hurts. This is why we must live to die. I am not here to simply do this. I'm here to succeed at this. And we all can. Spirit is born of spirit. Flesh is born of flesh. So be not surprised when I say to you, you must be born again. That's the whole Christian be born again scenario. The crook and the flail on the sarcophagus of the Egyptians is the indifference, the flail, the cruel, the extreme. The crook is the shepherd's crook. The shepherd of Anu. It comes up Orion. Here, we'll go to that right now. Boom. We'll go into etymology.com. Look I'm going to type in. I got to get you guys out of my way for a second. Anu. Boom, boom, boom. What comes up? First thing, Orion. And then anus. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So, what What does Orion come up for? Because it is the true shepherd of Anu. Right? Okay. What other words should we type in? Let's type in something else that's, okay, we'll type in, I don't know, what? An. Okay, an. The first. Indefinite. Okay, now this is what tells me, today when I came across this, it was incredible. Indefinite article before words beginning with vowels. From Old English an, with a long vowel, one, lone, also used as a prefix, single, lone. Only begotten, anhorn, unicorn, ansprace, speaking as one. See one for the divergence of that word from this. Also see a. Okay, we're going to go to, I'm tapping on one right now. Being but a single unit or individual, being a single person, thing of the class mentioned as a pronoun, a single person or thing, an individual, somebody as noun. The first or lowest of the cardinal numerals, single in kind, the same, the first, whole number. Okay, so we all know what one means, right? One, unique, da-da-da-da. Okay, so now we're going to type in, we're going to go back. We're going to go to A. A. Alpha. Now, what did they drop off of the word ether? The A. Right? What else have they dropped off? You know, I mean, so, you know, I do understand there's a they. Don't get me wrong. I've lived in that thought. I entertain them thoughts. I'm aware of them thoughts. So I know, and is it not fitting that the first one that I think started turning things on their ear, it was probably way before this, but it was Akhenaten, the heretic pharaoh, the one that they scrubbed from existence. And I think it's the only one that, I don't know, well, him and Nefertiti, because Nefertiti was his wife, right? Yes. Nanunnaki. Yes. Okay, guys, I'm going to end this because Milky Way's got a show, so everybody can go over there and say hi to him. I'll come back on later. You know, I'm just doing this out of respect for Brian. So, hey, I'll be back on to explain more of my Z.